Hi friends, full disclosure, the vlog this week is going to be a bit out of order because I'm filming this on Sunday, the day that I'm posting the vlog, and all the other elements were filmed kind of throughout the week. And it's kind of ironic that I'm filming the positivity segment on Sunday rather than on Monday or Tuesday like I normally do it, because I want to talk about procrastination. We've all procrastinated at some point in our lives, be it due to not doing our homework on time, not studying for a test in advance, not making that phone call that you really need to make, or even just not tidying your house. The thing with procrastination is it's so bad for your mental health. Not only are you stressed the whole time that you're pushing this thing off because you know that you still need to do it, but the moment you do finally do it, it's often in a wave of a lot of stress and anxiety. Think about it with your homework, for example. If it's due the next day and you've had 3 weeks to do it, and for 3 weeks you haven't done it, and suddenly you're doing it like an hour before bedtime, that's one of the most stressful hours you've had in a very long time. But over those 3 weeks where you were putting off doing that piece of homework, you weren't fully relaxed because it was always in the back of your mind. We know that procrastinating is bad for us, it's bad for our mental health, and it just doesn't help us get things done, but we all do it. The thing with procrastinating is it's the easy answer. If you don't feel like doing something, it's easy to just say, well, I'll just do that later, and then you always push back until you have to do it. It's so much easier to just push things away than have to face them. Obviously, there's times in which pushing things away makes the most sense. If you're running low on spoons, for example, sometimes you do just need to decide that some things will have to be done at a later date. Same if you're feeling a bit physically unwell, if you're tired, if you're busy doing other things, there will sometimes be an obvious and real reason to push something aside. The problem mainly comes when we're just pushing things aside because we just don't want to do them. So what can we do when we find ourselves procrastinating to stop that cycle before you're in that kind of last hour rush? So one thing I do is I actually have a type of bullet journal where I write everything that I need to do. So like with the videos, I'll put the name of the video, I have to whiteboard it, I have to do the script, I have to film it, and I have to edit it. With each of these points, I have to cross them off once I've done them, and the idea behind that is it helps me feel motivated because I can actually look through my book and see how much I've done and how much I still have to do. The thing though is I also have a system where I'm allowed to move my bullet points around, and I find myself sometimes just kind of moving everything to Saturday and Sunday, a bit like I've done this week, and then it's Sunday afternoon and I still haven't done a lot of my work. So writing lists, as I was saying, can help people, but sometimes you're still stuck even if the thing is just staring at you from a piece of paper. Sometimes as simple as saying 3, 2, 1, go is enough to get us started. I find this especially true of cleaning. If I really don't want to clean, but I have to clean, my cleaning days are Mondays every week I clean, but sometimes I don't want to and I'm just sat on the couch scrolling through my phone. And so I'll say to myself, 3, 2, 1, go. And on go, I have to get up and I have to get started. Sometimes it's a bit more complicated than just saying 3, 2, 1, go. In these cases, it's sometimes best to break up the work you need to do. Only work for about 20 minutes at a time and take 5 to 10 minute breaks after each 20-minute cycle. After a 2-hour cycle, give yourself a bigger break, say 20 minutes to half an hour. During these breaks, make sure you're doing nothing that has to do with the object that you're working on. So if it's homework or studying, put away your books and go into a different room, have a drink of water, walk around. On your bigger breaks, maybe look into playing a short video game or reading a chapter of your favorite book, or do something completely different that turns your mind onto something else. The idea behind this is we often procrastinate tasks that we're just not interested in doing and we just don't want to do them. So if you mix up the annoying task with the fun task, it becomes a lot easier to do. Getting someone to hold you accountable is also a really easy way to make sure you get your work done. A system that I have with a really good friend of mine who I know online, and we only talk online, is we'll do check-ins. So it's often when we both have a lot of work to do and neither of us can face doing it and we're really struggling, we'll agree to start doing our check-ins. And that means that every 10 to 15 minutes we text each other or message each other and say, hey, how much work have you done? And then we'll each say kind of how much work we've done, and we congratulate each other and boost each other up so that we can keep going. So this is nice because I'm held accountable. If I haven't done my work in 10 minutes and my friend messages me and says that she's done all of this and I've got nothing to show for 10 minutes, she's not going to be happy with me. I mean, she's not going to be angry, but there's still going to be a sense of disappointment. And it's not fair if I'm making her work and I'm not doing the work too. It's a system I see a lot of people who have friendships online using, is this idea of holding ourselves accountable without really breaking up the work day too much. Because it takes just 2 or 3 minutes to send a message and then receive one back, it's a really fast way to see that you are improving, and it also gives you that 2 or 3 minute break every 10 to 15 minutes where you can just kind of turn your brain off and talk to a friend. You obviously don't have to be accountable towards someone online. It can be a family member, a loved one who lives with you, or a physical friend who calls you or actually comes and checks on you. When you want to be held accountable, just tell someone that you trust and that you like what's going on. For example, tell them that you have homework due on Monday and you want to get it done by Friday evening. Obviously, the person you're talking to has to be the kind of person who won't let you procrastinate, who will tell you kindly and gently to get to work. And then my favorite thing to do when I'm procrastinating is I set up rewards for myself. This comes from how mammals learn. Mammals learn through positive reinforcement, so getting a reward for something you've done. Think about it, when you go to work, you like getting your paycheck at the end. So it's that kind of an idea of you're doing work and you're getting something in return. So what I'll sometimes do is if I'm having a really difficult day or a day like today, where I have a lot of work to do, I decide that if I get all of my work done, I get to have a bath with a bath bomb. So try and find something you really like that you can kind of hold off until the end of your task or the day of work you need to do. It doesn't have to be something drastic. Sometimes it's just you get to eat a chocolate bar, or you can watch your favorite movie, or you get to hang out with your friends. Give yourself a reward, give yourself something to look forward to, but only if you finish your work. Bear in mind also that procrastinating, though it's unhealthy and it's really not something you should be trying to do, it is purely human. We are sometimes just less motivated to do stuff, and occasionally procrastinating is okay. But remember also that procrastinating does affect your mental health quite badly, and if you do it too often, it does have repercussions. Some of the tips that I've given in this video for procrastinating are tips that I found have helped me, but don't hesitate to look up online or ask the people around you what they do to stop procrastinating. I'm sure you'll find something that works for you. Something that I didn't procrastinate on this week was the extra video on my Patreon page. So for those of you who don't know, I have a Patreon page, and once a week I post an extra video on there, and it can be anything. Sometimes it's a shorter like character spotlight video, or it's like behind the scenes stuff, and this week's was behind the scenes. So I'll show you guys a little excerpt of that right now. So as you can see, this week's video was me going over kind of how I film videos, and more importantly how I edit videos. I've gotten so many questions about the editing process and what I use to edit and how I edit and that kind of stuff. So I thought it'd be a really fun extra video to do. If you guys want to be able to see the entirety of that video, it's about 20 minutes long. It is on my Patreon page, which is linked in the description box down below. It's at the $10 level, so as I said, at the $10 level you get an extra video every week. You also get a picture of the whiteboards that I make for each video, where I write up all my notes before I actually start working on the video. You can have access to the Discord server, which is like an online chat room where you can chat to me and the other bubblers who are on there. And you get access to 2 Q&As a week. If you so choose, you can ask questions and I'll answer them. So tonight we're going to be dremeling Nanny's nails. So we don't use clippers, we use what's called a Dremel, which is like an automatic nail file. Like it just spins around and you put her nails up against it to file down her nails. She doesn't like it that much, but she does like the fact that she gets treats throughout, and she likes the treats so much that she goes a little bit bonkers, and I'll show you what I mean. Are we gonna do your nails? You're watching Ben because you know he's got a job to do. I'm already gonna sit down. So I'm gonna get the box. Actually, Ben, can you film?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna get the box of the file out. What am I doing? What's this? Taken it out yet. Ow! What's this? We're gonna do your nails. We're doing your nails. She's like, better get the treats. Come here. Come here. No? Yes. Come here. Nanny.
I give it back to you and I'll get the treats.
Yeah. Treats. What flavour are the treats?
Salmon and tuna.
Oh gosh. She hopes by getting a sit she'll do them. By doing a sit she'll get them even.
Sit.
Yes. Come here! Come here! So I don't know how all that translates say it on camera, but she actually throws herself backwards because she wants the food so badly.
So Jess is running herself a bath, and I'm pretty sure she's using a Lush bath bomb. And I know she's all happy bubbles and all of that, but like, you can't even see the water.
It's pink.
I know you can't see the water, but like that's like a mountain.
Happy bubbles.
Yeah, happy bubbles.
It's pink. Pink bubbles, the best kind of bubbles. I'm in a pink mood today, apparently.
Seriously.
And because I procrastinated so much, I'm just going to film the outro at the same time as I film the intro. So yeah, this week has been a little bit intense. Not intense, just I've been procrastinating. I've not been in the best mental health space, so I have been trying to just push things off, but it got to the point where I was just pushing everything off because I was saying, it's fine. I've already pushed everything else off, so I may as well just push this off too. But hopefully next week we'll have more content. Next week we're going to be seeing the new Aladdin movie. We didn't go this week because not a great mental health space to go to the cinema, but we will be seeing the new Aladdin movie next week, and I will be taking you guys with me, obviously not in the cinema, but going to the cinema, that kind of stuff. So that will be next week. So until then, bye!